Hello everyone, a very logical day to all of you. And yes, today is the 5th of September, so happy Teachers Day to all of you. And yes, why am I wishing you Teachers Day? Because we would not be teachers if you as students are not available there, right? So it's always a reciprocal relation. Secondly, it's not about teaching the subject matter and all, no. Anybody can teach you many things. So we learn a lot from all of you. Like it was because of you that I thought of starting with all this. And of course, I have improved myself in my understanding, in my explanation, and in my reading too. Why not? Right? We have been reading since childhood. But yes, this regular reading, daily reading is necessary, which I had somewhere skipped. Probably I was reading a little less, but now you can see that it is not only about this article that I give you, it's about almost 10 to 12 more articles that I am reading daily. So thank you everyone and happy Teachers Day. I've learned a lot from all of you. And the best part is this technology, right? This technology was not when we were learning and when we were students. वो तब नहीं थी. So we have learned all this, or rather you have made me learn all this. So thank you once again for a very happy Teachers Day, and may God bless all of you. So let us see what we are doing here. Here. So the Indian Express, the G20 dividend. Dividend तो हमें कुछ मिलता है ना. कभी shares खरीदते हैं, कभी stocks होते हैं, तो डिविडेंड मिलता है. तो लेट अस सी ये है क्या. मोस्ट ऑफ योर कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट्स से ये समझ में भी आता है कि डिविडेंड होता क्या है. कर लेते हैं हम G20 का डिविडेंड क्या है, रीडिंग इट. So, in his interview to the Press Trust of India, that is PTI, Prime Minister Narendra Modi explained the expansive political, diplomatic, logistical investments. Political, diplomatic, logistical investments that his government has made in hosting the G20 summit. Right? इतना बड़ा काम है G20 summit को host करना. So what he has done, what he aimed, what was his objective, what is the benefit that he is accruing, the country is accruing, and this is what Mr. Narendra Modi has told the PTI this weekend. Now, India is not the first country to run this summit. The chair rotates annually among its 20 members. ये chair किसके लिए है? I've marked it here also. Right? So what figure of speech is this word chair? That is one question to you. Do not search anywhere. जितना भी तुमने समझा है, जितना सोचा है, उसका आंसर जरूर देना कि ये जो वर्ड है चेयर, राइट, तुम्हें जब भी आएगा ये आर्टिकल, राइट, within 24 hours you answer this, and then next day I'll give you the correct answer. So this is your question 1. Right? I am only writing FOS, that is the figure of speech. So, the chair rotates annually among its 20 members, but none of the previous hosts have turned it into as massive an exercise as Modi has. As massive an exercise as Modi has. मतलब G20 तो साल भर के लिए चला अपना, ऐसा समझो. It is not only the main summit. Many of the incoming hosts are already signaling that they do not have plans to sustain the scale and intensity that India has brought to the G20 this year. Right? इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि यार इतना, मतलब ऐसे सोचो जैसे किसी की पार्टी पे या किसी की वेडिंग सेरेमनी पे गए हैं, तो इतना ग्रैंड, इतना वास्ट, राइट, सो पॉम्पस एंड ऑल, that people were thinking हमारी कैसे होगी फिर, इससे ज़्यादा या इससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं कर सकेंगे. This is what is the intensity you can say, or the क्या बोल सकते हैं, they are already signaling. The incoming hosts are already signaling that they do not have plans for this much grandeur, you can say. Right? इतने बड़े पैमाने पे अगर हम कुछ होस्ट करते हैं, so we will not be able to do it as India has done right now. The scale and the intensity, they will be unable to match it. Then India has brought to the G20 this year. The annual chairs of the G20 have considerable leeway in organizing it. Delhi has taken full advantage of the political agency that accrues to the chair. Full advantage of this political agency or powers or thoughts जो भी हो सकता है, accrues यानी जो उनको मिलता है chair पे है इसलिए. India has hosted more than 200 meetings across 60 cities, and the subjects have ranged from a new regime on global taxation to promoting tourism, and from the export of the India model on digital public infrastructure to the consumption of millets. मतलब यहाँ तक बेसिक चीज़ों को भी लेके टेक्नोलॉजी वाली चीज़ों तक इतना वास्ट रेंज हुआ है इनके डिस्कशंस का. This shows, reflects, indicates, represents the full advantage that Delhi has taken of this agency. Right? There'll be a question on this. Now, the PM's remark to the PTI revealed two broad strategic ambitions behind his government's G20 diplomacy. One was to take the GDP to the masses, G20 to the masses, and the carping from Modi's critics that the G20 show was to boost the PM's personal image misses an important point. Carping का मतलब होता है, सोचो बड़ी सी कार में तुम घूमने गए हो और एक छोटी सी पिन नहीं मिली तुम्हें, गुम हो गई वहाँ पे कार में. So you are carping about it. You are raising objections on it. You are complaining. So that is called carping. Break it up. This is a way of how you would understand. कार में पिन ढूंढना, बड़ी सी लैम्बोर्गिनी नहीं, बड़ी सी मर्सिडीज है, अब इतना आगे मत जाओ, ठीक है, उसमें तुम एक पिन ढूंढ रहे हो. They are raising objections, coming up with complaints over something that is very grand. तो इतना बड़ा अगर G20 की meetings और ये सब हुआ है, and what are the opposition, what are the critics carping about is that all this is done by, because Mr. Modi wants to make his image better. Better तो नहीं, already better है, good है, but he wants to boost his personal image. And those people miss on an important point. And what is that? From the beginning of his tenure as PM, Modi has been conscious of the domestic political value of external relations. This has come since the very year, the year that he became the Prime Minister. तब से उनका ध्यान कहाँ है कि हमारे पास external relations we have to carry out better, right? He took diplomatic events outside Delhi to different parts of the country over the last 9 years, and that approach has reached its pinnacle. Pinnacle is apex with the G20, the topmost height. ठीक है, जैसे हम कह सकते हैं like summit where you call, and zenith. ZENITH. जेनिथ होता है, समिट होता है, एपेक्स होता है, पिनिकल होता है, टॉप मोस्ट पॉइंट होता है, पीक, राइट? Now, by taking the G20 to states and cities, the government has contributed to capacity building across the country. That the country or the states or the cities are capable of doing it. ये सब generate हुआ है. क्यों? क्योंकि उन्होंने इतने सारे इवेंट्स, डिप्लोमेटिक इवेंट्स अलग अलग शहरों में रखे थे, राइट? दैट इज कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग अक्रॉस द कंट्री इन सेवरल डोमेन्स. अबव ऑल, द पीएम सेज इट हैज हेल्प्ड डेवलप कॉन्फिडेंस अमंग द पीपल दैट दे कैन डिलीवर समथिंग वर्ल्ड क्लास. ठीक है, तो कैपेसिटी इंप्रूवमेंट हो जाती है, उनका कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट हो जाता है. ऑफ कोर्स द पीएम्स इमेज हैज गॉट अ बिग बूस्ट. ये तो होगा ही सही ना, जब उन्होंने इतना अच्छा काम किया है तो फिर इमेज भी उनकी अच्छी हो जाएगी in the process. But taking diplomacy to the masses was an option that was available to all the governments in Delhi. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि there was any restriction, but all the governments were prepared to do it, but not prepared. They could have done it. They did not do it. And if Mr. Modi has done it, so then why are they carping about it, right? So understand the point of the author here. There'll be a question. Modi's predecessors, however, were content to treat diplomacy as a bureaucratic exercise limited to central Delhi. इसका मतलब जो मिस्टर मोदी के प्रीडिसेसर्स थे उन्होंने डिप्लोमेटिक इवेंट्स आउटसाइड दिल्ली नहीं किए, पर इन्होंने किए, राइट? Now, the G20 has also allowed the PM to project India on the global stage. That means this was again an instrument in building India's image on the global stage. It was fortuitous that India's G20 leadership coincided with Delhi's brightening economic and geopolitical prospects. Brightening मतलब और better हो जाना, shining हो जाना, तो उनकी image भी थी. अब ये तो नसीब की बात है, fortuitous, right? Modi seized the moment. Like it is like you grab the opportunity, you seize the moment, you make hay while the sun shines. That is it. मतलब जिस मौका मिला और मौके का फायदा उठाया. That is it. You have an opportunity, you need to perform the best there. So Modi seized the moment with both hands to not only raise India's global profile, but also claim credit for the domestic political stability of the last decade. Right? So he is talking about the domestic political stability, and why not? India's global profile is also made better, and the several reforms that have accelerated India's economic growth. He has come up with several reforms. Now, he was unwilling to let Russia's war in Ukraine, the mounting tensions between Moscow and the West, and Delhi's own difficult relations with Beijing undermine India's G20 leadership. Right? He was unwilling to let all this undermine India's G20 leadership. यहाँ से देखो बस sentence. Right? So he's not talking about these three things. These three things have been hindrances. But Mr. Modi did not let them hinder India's G20 leadership. Right? तो रुकावट नहीं बनने दी इन सारी चीज़ों को जो कि वर्ल्ड में चल रही थी. Delhi's careful navigation of the Ukraine crisis without displeasing either Russia or the West, and its willingness to stand up to Beijing on the border has only highlighted India's rising strategic salience within the realignment of the great power relations. Realignment मतलब ये फिर से जो पूरा इक्वेशन है वर्ल्ड का वो धीरे धीरे चेंज होता जा रहा है, तो वो रीअलाइनमेंट हो जाएगा पावर रिलेशंस का. बट मिस्टर मोदी, बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दिस, बिकॉज ऑफ हिज ग्रैबिंग द अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड बीइंग वेरी एडामेंट अबाउट unwilling to let these things undermine their image, his image or the country's image, and he has very well navigated through all the problems, right? So this is the best part. This paragraph, this part of the paragraph is giving you what he has done. Coming to the main idea now, PM Modi saw an opportunity in India's leadership of the forum and seized it with both hands at home and on the global stage in both the forums. So for domestic also he has done the best, and boosting his image on the global market, in the global arena also he has handled well. This is what the author is saying. So the questions based on it. First, inference drawn from the first paragraph. You can easily come up with it. I have discussed it in great detail. Second, assumption from the second paragraph and inference from the third paragraph. Only 3 questions. Overall वाला भले आप मत लिखो. Central idea जिसको मन हो वो लिख सकता है, please. Right? Then I'll be reading it and giving you a reply, proper reply. Second tone. Kindly write down the tones. एक पूरा एक section बना देना अलग से अपने notebook में, and then write down the tone. If possible, I'll give you 1 daily, और कभी जब passage काफ़ी simple सा रहेगा, ठीक है, then I'll give you 2. रिलेटेड टोन्स होंगी तो देन आई गिव यू 2. अगर थोड़ा सा कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी टोन्स होंगी तो देन आई कैन गिव यू 2 जस्ट टू शो द डिफरेंस देयर. Possibly, let me, I've started it, so let me see how I continue with it. So, here we go. Awestruck. Awestruck, most of you know the meaning, पर हम उस पर फोकस करेंगे कैसे. Awestruck का मतलब कोई चीज़ बड़ी mesmerizing सी होती है, fascinating होती है. I was awestruck means dumbfounded, you can say. Right, first I'll only give you the word. So it is dumbfounded. It could be, say, spellbound. It could be mesmerized, fascinated. और कैसे होता है ऐसे जैसे you are unable to get up from your chair also. ठीक है, you are stuck in the chair, you are glued to the chair. ये भी बोल सकते हैं, you are glued to the chair. I was awestruck, मतलब wondered. यार इतना अच्छा कैसे हो सकता है कुछ, ओ इतना प्यारा, ऐसा, हाँ ऐसा, ये जो फीलिंग आती है ना धीरे से, ओ माय गॉड सो ब्यूटीफुल इट इज, ये एकदम से जब आता है फीलिंग में, दैट इज ऑस्ट्रक. So you can get it from the words, you can get it from the expressions, you can get it from the language, or rather expression, you can get it from the punctuation marks also. राइट अगर किसी ने कहा ओ व्हाट अ ब्यूटी, तो इसके पीछे क्वेश्चन मार्क नहीं है, इसके पीछे एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क है. एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क ऐसा होता है, ठीक है. ओ व्हाट अ ब्यूटी, क्वेश्चन मार्क, नो, आई एम नॉट आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन, आई डोंट नीड एन आंसर, आई एम वंडरिंग ओ माय गॉड व्हाट अ ब्यूटी इट इज. इट्स दैट वे, राइट. सो लेट अस सी. It would be describing, that means it will be using adjectives, right. Then impressive, impresses मतलब यार कोई चीज़ ऐसा होगी जो एकदम हमें टच कर जाती है, in the sense that it creates an impression on our minds, maybe on our emotions, so that will be awestruck. Only then we are mesmerized like this, no, like the beauty of the Taj in the moonlight, right. और अभी moonlight भी मतलब 14वीं का चांद, तो 14वीं के चांद में अगर मूनलिट नाइट है और कोई ब्यूटीफुल स्ट्रक्चर है या पर्सन है, तो देन यू आर ऑस्ट्रक बाय द ब्यूटी देयर, दैट इज इट. सो इम्प्रेसेस. देन ब्लिसफुली एंड रोमांटिक. ब्लिसफुल होता है, ब्लिसफुली नहीं, बट इट इज ब्लिसफुली रोमांटिक, ऐसा मान लो, राइट. सो देन यू आर लाइक डीपली इन्वॉल्व इन द ब्यूटी ऑफ इट. So that way you'll get the feeling, focusing more on the emotions rather than on logic, right. So recently it was a beautiful moon, right, full moon. जिसे कहा था ब्लू मून है, तो ब्लू मून क्यों, वंस इन अ ब्लू मून क्यों होता है, वंस इन अ ब्लू मून होता है मतलब हर बार नहीं आता है ये मून, तभी तो वो है. जैसे ईद का चांद होता है वैसे वंस इन अ ब्लू मून होता है. सो नाउ therefore it is called once in a blue moon, because if you have two full moons in the same month, the second one is a blue moon. हर बार नहीं होता है, not very common. That is the logic, right. Now this blue moon was very beautiful, right. You're drawn to the beauty of it, that becomes, you were awestruck by the beauty, fine. किसी ने आके कहा हाँ तो क्या हुआ, इट इज नियरेस्ट टू द अर्थ, इतने इतने किलोमीटर्स वो पास में आ गया है, अपने एपोजी पे आ गया है, तभी तो इतना ब्यूटीफुल दिख रहा है. ये लॉजिक हो गया, ठीक है. तो ब्यूटी पे ध्यान देना, इमोशनल टच होना, दैट इज टू गेटिंग टू बीइंग ऑस्ट्रक. अदरवाइज इट इज लॉजिक. व्हाई वाज द मून सो नियर टू द अर्थ, इतना बड़ा क्यों दिख रहा था, उसे ब्लू मून क्यों कहते हैं, ये सारी चीज़ें लॉजिक हो जाएंगी. पर ऑस्ट्रक तभी होगा जब हम इमोशंस पे फोकस करेंगे. सो यू नीड टू कैच दिस पॉइंट ऑल्सो. एग्जाम्पल, द स्काई वॉज सच अ ब्यूटिफुल एज्योर ब्लू दैट वॉज सून कम्प्लीटली रिलैक्स्ड. आई वॉज सून कम्प्लीटली रिलैक्स, इतना ब्यूटिफुल ब्लू था. द मून वॉज सो अट्रैक्टिव इन द डार्क स्काई, आई कुड नॉट टेक माई आईज ऑफ इट. इतना और की such that. यहाँ पे जो है that can be eliminated ज़रूरी नहीं है, सही भी है पर ज़रूरी नहीं है. So I can forget it. So the moon was so attractive in the dark sky, I could not take my eyes off it. Is okay, fine, no problem. This is also a complete correct sentence. So you need adjectives, right? Attractive. This is the effect, the impact. So that becomes awestruck. Fine. I hope you have understood this now. And that's all for today. So see you again in the next session of this editorial explained. Until then, all the best for your understanding of the articles, and start reading one or two more articles also. As I've said, daily, on a daily basis, read 2 more articles, and don't spend so much time in answering. ठीक है, आप जैसे आर्टिकल पढ़ते हो, ये सुनते हो, वैसे ही आपका आंसर आ जाना चाहिए. That's it. So stay logical and have a logical week ahead.